My name is Kevin Lamb, and I created an Airbnb-inspired image carousel slider. My team and I selected Airbnb for our inspiration for their design-forward approach to development. Here's an example of my application. The image carousel is stored within this main image here. Clicking on the main image will review a bootstrap modal containing two slick sliders. The first slick slider shows a selected image with its selected description. To change the image, the user can either select the thumbnails, click forward or backwards using the arrows at the bottom, or click the dots below the image thumbnails. To exit the modal, the user can either click the close button here or click outside of the modal. When creating this application, I decided to use a MongoDB for my database. My reasoning was because there was no relational data being used, and Mongo is very quick for reading, and there would be no writing to my database for this application, so that was not a concern of mine. I use an Airbnb linter because I wanted to make sure I was producing error-free code, and Airbnb has a very robust style guide for their coding on their applications. Since my application is very reliant on images, I wanted to make sure that my images were reliably stored so I could use them continuously and reliably. I use Cloudinary. I would upload an image to Cloudinary, it would return a link, and there's also the ability to edit through Cloudinary. So if I wanted to shrink down an image or use technologies such as zooming in on a face, I would have that ability available to me through Cloudinary, and it would produce a new link with these features I had created. The main challenge I faced with my slider was the slider itself. My initial approach was to use Slick Slider because it was a very reputable image slider that I've actually used before and has been used to success on many websites. My other alternative was to create an image slider from scratch. This would have been a good alternative, but my original decision was to start with the minimal viable product with Slick Slider and then build up from there. The issue came that as soon as I started seeding my database with my images, I ran into the issue that it would not mount if I did component did mount. I then switched to component will mount. This worked, but not initially. The reason is because the first time component will mount is called, the images do not appear in the image gallery. The images will show up, but the Slick Slider does not interact with these images, creating a list of images rather than a slider. And then reloading the application would fix this issue, but it was not a complete fix for this application. As a result, I incurred much tech debt, and I wish I had originally started with building the image gallery from scratch. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.